So let me tell you guys what's basically what happened on at the Dallas protest on Saturday, May 30th, 2020. So the protest has been going on for a whole week now. We all know about what happened to George Floyd. Rest in peace. We love you in Minnesota. But I'm here in Dallas, and I saw there is several protests going on in Dallas. So I decided to drive downtown and be a part of it. I made a sign. I drove down and was walking around and wanted to see where it was at. It wasn't early, but it was around 6:30. I've been seeing it on Facebook, so I'm like, there must be something still going on, right? So I get to walking. I parked on Pearl and Elm Street in downtown Dallas. So I'm walking around trying to find where the protesters are at. I'm not really seeing anybody. I'm seeing a few stragglers, but nothing really. So I was walking, and let me tell you, but when I parked, there was cops almost surrounding me on each side of the street. But I did nothing wrong, so I had nothing to worry about. Or that's what I'm thinking, at least. Let me tell you guys what happened. So I'm walking, a police officer, he stopped me and said, "You can't walk that way." So I began to speak to him, and he started to reach for something. Either it was a taser or his gun. But I spoke very calmly to him. I had my mask on, of course, and I said, "Well, if I can't walk this way, what way can I walk?" He said, "This way or that way." I said, "Okay." So I walked that way. So I began walking. West on Elm from Pearl Street. So I'm walking. I'm not really seeing anything, no really groups. Then I see a few people arguing with the cops, going back and forth, but that's about it. I kept on walking. Then I saw this huge crowd. I think on like West End and Pearl. West End and Elm Street. Huge group. So I'm in the group. I'm joining. I'm talking to them, and they're yelling and they're chanting, "No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace." I'm chanting it too. They're going by, the cops are driving by, they're flicking the cops off and stuff like that. I'm not doing that. I know just saying F the police doesn't really mean anything, so I'm not doing any of that. I came to support my people and support justice and equality. So anyway, I see a group we're not very familiar with, but I do know them. The Hebrew Israelites, they were there chanting and, protesting with us. And we're just protesting. We're just, I would say about a good 15%, maybe 25% of people had signs. It's a pretty mixed crowd. About 50% black, 25% white, 15% Hispanic, maybe like 10%, 5% other, something like that. So anyway, I'm walking around, we're protesting, and this is the height of the coronavirus, right now. It's the height of the coronavirus. Well, it's not the exact height, but it's still going on. So I'm a bit nervous, but I have my mask on and I have my gloves on, so I made sure I wasn't trying to get too close, but everybody was like in I don't want to say a closed in area, but a kind of compact area. We're just chanting, stuff. No justice, no peace. The Hebrew Israelites are chanting things. They're going back and forth, and out of nowhere, I didn't see it. I was on the south side of the street. The north side of the street, some people who I didn't know and I didn't see, they broke into a bodega store, a little convenience store in downtown. And I'm thinking to myself, what are you stealing? What are you breaking into that's that valuable at a bodega? You're willing to do jail time over a bag of chips or some soda or a water? It didn't make any sense to me. So I started, yeah, okay, it's time to hightail out of there. I already was there for like an hour, so I spent like 30 minutes just looking for him. When I found him, I was there probably like 45 minutes. I showed up there around like 6:30. Then I started to walk back. I walked a pretty good distance, at least a mile and a half, 2 miles. So I'm on my way back. I started walking back. When I started walking back, they start tear gassing people. But they're tear gassing people where they're breaking into the store at, on the north side of the street. I'm on the south side of the street. But we're not getting tear gassed. Then a big boxy police vehicle came in. It looked like a tank. I swear, it looked just like a tank. It was armored and all that. I'm like, okay, it's time to dip. So I started walking. I already was walking, so I'm like towards the front of the crowd. So I'm walking. And they're pushing the crowd back from the west part to the east part. So we're moving. And, they did break into the store, so I understand why. So I start, moving, start walking. When I was walking, I came across a guy and his girlfriend. The guy was pushing this girl and slapped the sign out her hand. I was like, hey, chill out, man. I was like, hey, calm down. Then both of them, the girl and the guy, were like, mind your business and all that stuff. So I said something else to him, and he said something to me, and he calmed down. He didn't want to do nothing. I'm a pretty tall, big guy. He didn't want no smoke, basically. Because he wanted some smoke, he could have did something. So he didn't. So I'm still walking, though. The craziest thing ever happened to me. I'm a pretty big I'm a huge historian. Especially I love modern warfare, like World War II, the Eastern Front, my favorite thing to study. So what happened to us next was kind of like we got encircled. So I thought they're going to let us keep walking west. Keep walking from west to east. We were just walking. I was walking back to my car on Elm Street on Pearl, but I never made it. Well, I did make it eventually, but not yet. So they stopped us going east and started spraying tear gas at us. Like, poop, poop. And the tear gas sounds like a gunshot, kind of, sort of. Like, it's like, poop, poop. But I shoot guns, so I knew it wasn't a gunshot. I'm like, oh, it's tear gas. They sprayed it in the crowd to have us disperse and scatter. So we're trying to get away from it. Then they're pushing us from east, west, and north. And that they're pushing us into a park, Main Street Garden Park in Dallas. And they're just spraying us, boop, boop, boop. I got maced at the park. I was running, jumping in the park, trying to get away. Then I got maced. And I had my mask on at the time. And I'm like coughing through it. My eyes are watering. It was crazy. And they had us surrounded on all sides. Anybody who walked to the north side got maced. The south side got maced. The west side got maced. From all sides. So I'm like, oh my God, they're going to arrest everybody at the park. There's no way to get out. Like, what am I supposed to do? They got us surrounded strategically. I wasn't really afraid. I was just like, coming to the realization. I was coming to the realization that we're probably going to get arrested. And I was like, it is, but it is. The cops had like these, those, I'm sure they call them, they're like plastic guns. They shoot like plastic pellets, like real big. They're meant to like stop people. or restrain people. Anyway, so I got maced, and then there was a corner. You couldn't go to the north side, but you can go to the northeast side. There's a corner. They were basically so bad at the park. People were running in the hotel on the entrance, of the hotel. Just at the, like, there's 2 doors, and they're all staying in, like, going in the front door, all staying in there to avoid the mace, the tear gas, basically. It was crazy. Someone came down and made them leave. But it was just crazy. It was like something out of a movie or a military documentary. It was absolutely insane. It was I was paying attention. I was looking at every single cop, seeing what they're doing. They were like, hands up, don't shoot, hands up, don't shoot, hands up, don't shoot. They were screaming that, put your hands up, put your hands up. Because they were afraid. It was about to go down. I got there at around 6:30 or like 7, but by then it was nighttime and it could have went down. A lot of people could have lost their lives. I'll say that. A lot of people could have lost their lives, but thank God nobody did. The cops eventually let us leave at this corner, the northeast corner. So I'm going north, then I go back east towards my car, and there's a guy behind me. So I've been walking for like at least another half mile to a mile. And there's a guy behind me, loudmouth guy, saying, oh, F12, F you pigs. F the police, F the police. He's talking like mad, you know. He's dude popping it, basically. You know what the cop did? The cop, I swear to God, took out his taser. Not his taser. The cop took out his tear gas gun. Went pop! And we all just started running. Like, this idiot, if y'all don't shut up so I can get home and get to my car, I'm gonna... But anyway, I eventually got to my car. If you guys wait to the end of the video, I'll play certain clips of the video in this in the ending. I'll show you what happened. I'll show you the crowd. I'll show you my sign. I'll show you basically what went down. May 30th, 2020, downtown Dallas. Peace.